Hello, I want to talk about freedom and responsibility. Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility and most people are frightened of responsibility. So said Sigmund Freud. Freud is right. Having freedom with its attendant responsibility can be difficult, but it's worth it. Choosing for ourselves and taking responsibility for our choices, for our words and actions, is what makes us human. It is what distinguishes adults from children and freedom from dependence. It is a precious thing. Without freedom, our choices are constrained. We can't fill our own aims and ideals, but are made to act in ways to suit others. And we can't take responsibility for a choice that is not ours. We can see this if we see another person take action and we know it was because they felt obliged to, not because they freely chose. We will not be confident in the moral worth of the action they have taken. Our trust in their character will be weakened. We must be free to take responsibility, and we must take responsibility to learn how to be free and independent. Our ability to be free and responsible has been eroded now over many years. For example, since the early 2000s, when I had my first child, my ability to choose how to bring up my child has been eroded. From campaigns for breast is best, which instructed me how to feed my baby and made choosing to bottle feed an almost impossible option, to instructions not to use my phone at the school gate and how to discipline our children. In Scotland, disciplining children with a smack is now illegal. The instructions given to parents about how to bring up our children are a good example of the impact of a moral obligation which you feel compelled to obey. These obligations have been promoted by experts as good for our kids. They have eroded our confidence and removed our moral autonomy. Are we acting because we think it's the right thing to do? We have been treated like a child who cannot make the right choice on our own. It's hard work to find the confidence to not just follow the rules, but to follow your conscience. Now, in lockdown and lay low Britain, the experts rule. It is good that we have scientists who can explain to us how coronavirus is transmitted and how we could try to protect ourselves and others. But now we have that information, we should be allowed to choose how we respond. We need to take responsibility for trying to protect our neighbours, friends and our loved ones. We need to make difficult choices over who we should see, how and when. We need to take this responsibility, but we can't. We're not allowed to. The government have taken any moral choices we might make away from us. Some people are working hard to retain their freedom and responsibility. Daughters have removed their parents from care homes only to have police officers intervene to stop them. Neighbours have collected shopping only to be told off for two from one household going to the supermarket. My message to Mr. Johnson is, be careful. When you remove our freedom, you are preventing us from making moral choices and taking responsibility. You are treating us like children. Do you want a nation of children who have lost the habit of taking responsibility for ourselves and for others? Taking responsibility is difficult, but having freedom and responsibility is precious. It is central to our humanity. We must take responsibility for defending the right to choose and be responsible.